Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to set up gyro controls just like Extesyy. I bought my PS5 controller just for gyro controls, and it took me a couple of hours to set it up, so I don't want the same for you. It can get really confusing, but trust me, it pays off. But before we get into that, my name is Mizery. I make controller movement-based content, whether that's gameplay or tutorials. If you're interested in that, then please subscribe. Also, if you have any questions that go past the comment section, then feel free to reach out to me on Twitch or Discord. Both of those will be in the description. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the first and most obvious step is get into the range, obviously. There are going to be a few sacrifices that you're going to have to make. And I say that because gyro requires its own separate button to activate. So you have to find a certain button in your binds that you don't use often. That can be difficult because when you're on controller, your binds are kind of limited as it is, right? But I'll show you guys what I decided on, and I'll also take you through all of the in-game settings that you're going to have to need. So let's start with the in-game settings. First, and I know this is going to sound really weird, turn your mouse sensitivity to 9.00. Just do it. Trust me, it's gonna matter later. If you're on mouse and keyboard and you switch in between controller, mouse and keyboard, you still want to do gyro, that's totally fine. Just drop your sense back down whenever you're using mouse and keyboard. But for us controller players, it doesn't really affect us. So go ahead and turn your mouse sensitivity to 9.00. All right, once you've done that, tab out and go into Steam. All right, so the biggest issue that I ran into was I tried to set up gyro on a controller that didn't have gyro. I know that's really stupid, but I wasn't really thinking straight. So the reason I say that's an issue is because I changed a specific setting that you might have on that's gonna break everything, and not in a good way. So first, we're gonna go over to Steam, go over to settings, go over to interface, and then make sure that client beta participation is on no beta chosen. I actually set up gyro correctly after a few hours, but I had this on beta on, and it literally messed with everything. I just couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong, but this is it. So if you have this on, please turn it off right now. It's gonna save you a ton of trouble in the future. Once you have that done, just exit out and then go to your controller Steam layout. Let me drag this over for you guys. And then for the purpose of this video, I will have a default gamepad on, so it's easy for you guys to follow along. There's gonna be a tiny little button that says gyro enabled. I already told Steam that it can use gyro, so I'm not gonna have that button on here, but it should be there for you. Once you click gyro enabled, it's gonna give you these options. Gyro behavior. You're gonna wanna switch this from none to gyro to mouse beta. After you've done that, go ahead and click the settings icon. So as I said before, this can seem very overwhelming, and I wanna make this as simple as possible. So let's start from the top and break it down. Gyro enable button. Under no circumstance do you want this always on. It's going to conflict with your in-game controller settings, which will make your game completely unplayable. So this comes back to the issue I was talking about earlier, which is the sacrificing of a certain button. What I found to be the best button to sacrifice, it is your ping button. Pinging is definitely important in Apex, and I'll show you how to add it back as a long press instead of just a normal press. If you don't know what that means, that's totally fine. I'll explain it once we get further into the video. But for me, I have my ping on right bumper. If you have on anything else, then just go ahead and choose that button. But again, I have it on right bumper, so I'll turn that on. Gyro button behavior. You want to put this to on. From now on, whenever you click this button, it will activate your gyro controls, and the moment you let go, it disables it. So you want this on. Angle calibration. This is going to be set on default, 6545 pixels. However, gyro sensitivity will be turned down to 1.7 on the dot, and it's impossible to get that just by swiping it, so I suggest just typing it in. You do not want to invert your Y or X input, so just leave those be. And then gyro speed dead zone, keep this on default as well. Gyro precision speed, keep this on default as well. And then this next part is extremely important, especially if you're new to gyro like I am. Vertical/horizontal output mixer. When you're first getting into gyro, and even when you're kind of experienced it, again like I am, I've been on it for about a month now, you'll see once you start implementing it into your game that the vertical sensitivity is going to screw up your aim completely. So what I've done for the time being, and what I suggest you to do when you're getting into it, is turn this all the way to the left so you can only flick side to side and not up and down. Once you get better at it and you get more control, I suggest slowly implementing the vertical output into your game. That's my plan at least. You're going to want acceleration completely off, gyro orientation on yaw, and then everything else down here, please do not touch. Once you have that all done, hop into the range. To test out if the gyro worked properly, simply press your ping button or whatever button you decide to sacrifice, and then rotate your controller just like this. If it's moving like this, then it worked. Now, gyro opens up a lot of opportunity to controller, so if you guys do want a controller movement guide that's focused on just gyro and implementing gyro into your movement, then please let me know in the comments down below. But for a quick simple tutorial, I'll just tell you guys this. Whenever you're shooting somebody, do not activate gyro. It will get rid of your aim assist completely for about 3 seconds. Only use it if you absolutely have to. A situation like that would be if you're running, turn a corner, and there's people there. Turn around really fast, just like that. Just keep in mind that gyro will completely remove aim assist for at least 3 seconds every single time. Another good use for it is flicking. If you know somebody's one shot and you kill them, I suggest flicking off really fast and then trying to not take a fight for the next 3 seconds. This is going to speed up your movement a ton. But other than that, I don't want to get too deep into it just because I feel like it deserves its own completely separate tutorial. So if you guys want that, again, please do let me know. But let's hop back into Steam so I can show you how you can still ping in-game while also maintaining gyro controls. Once you're back into Steam, go ahead and hit Edit Layout. Scroll down to whatever button you sacrificed, whether that was your ping button or something else. Just scroll down to that button. So go ahead and click on the settings icon. Go from regular press to long press. And then what you want to do is go back into the settings and then turn this up to however long you feel comfortable holding that button until it actually activates. For me, I kept it around 450 to 500. For you, it could be completely different though. Once you have that set up, go back into your game. And now all you have to do is simply hold on to it and then you can ping. This still allows you to activate gyro controls, but at the same time, you get to maintain your ping button. If you guys want that movement guide for gyro, then please do let me know. Get this video to 600 likes, and the algorithm says if you enjoyed this video, then you're also going to enjoy this one as well. Peace.